What if you could unlock the hidden power of your mind to create real, lasting change? Imagine releasing the weight of emotional and physical pain. How would that feel like? Could you shift from feeling trapped and powerless to become resourceful, creative, and in control of your life? What if the fears that hold you back could dissolve and be replaced by a sense of confidence and calm? What if you could mentally prepare for any challenge that comes your way, stepping into your best self, strong, capable, and unstoppable? Your mind is far more powerful than you've been led to believe. Do you want to tap into it? Let's go to my PowerPoint where I made a short summary of what the power of your mind can do. So let's talk about interactive imagery. What does it mean? It means that you get images and you dialogue with them. Now, I've been trained in interactive guided imagery. That means I can guide people through their images, but you can do a lot yourself. And I was certified by the Academy for Guided Imagery. Co-founders were Dr. Martin Rossman, a medical doctor in the San Francisco area, and Dr. Bressler, a psychologist in the Los Angeles area. So imagery opens all kinds of new techniques and new power into your life. Let's start with a little exercise. Now, if I say raise your arm, well, you probably can raise your arm, right? Or raise the other one. So when you give a command to your somatic nervous system, raise an arm, raise both arms, raise a leg, it does it immediately. Now, what if I tell you salivate? Oops, are you salivating? Probably not. The autonomic nervous system, which regulates blood pressure, heart rate, digestion, tissue repair, immune function, and more, does not respond to the same kind of direct commands. When I tell you salivate, doesn't do it. However, instead it operates through a different communication system, one that speaks in the language of symbolism and imagery. That's where the power of your mind comes into play. So let's do another exercise. Imagine a lemon. I'm giving you this lemon, this beautiful yellow lemon. You can feel it. Imagine it in your hand. It's smooth. If you look at it, it's shiny, and you feel the little dimples on the lemon. Now imagine that you're putting this lemon on a cutting board and you slice it in the middle. Ooh, a little bit of juice goes in the cutting board. Can you see that juice? Now take half of that lemon and bite a big bite out of it. What's your reaction? As I was looking for the images for this slide, I was salivating all the way looking at different images. And I don't know how many times I've done this little exercise. I still salivate. Why? Because I'm one with the image of the lemon. I can see myself cutting the lemon, the juice escaping, taking that big bite out of the lemon, and oh, how sour it is. Now, there's another exercise that you can do instead of the lemon is taking aluminum foil, a piece of aluminum foil, you roll it into a ball and you bite into it. What does it do to your sensation in your mouth, in your teeth? How does that happen? Well, it happens because of your imagination. The lemon, the aluminum foil was just in your imagination. When you read a sexy book or watch a sexy movie, you also have your body react to it, don't you? That is the power of the imagination, that you can lock into images that are not in your present circumstances, they are just in your mind. So the power of the imagination is now widely recognized. You can help yourself with relaxation training and stress management using your imagination. You can relieve chronic and acute pain You can manage illness and prevent flare-ups. Did you know you could do that? You can prepare yourself for surgery or for dental work or for all kind of medical procedure and for having quicker recovery. Cancer treatment support. So let's talk about cancer. That's how the power of the mind came into play. It was the Simonton's, Dr. Carl and Stephanie Simonton, who started that. They saw that some people with the same type of treatment, some were doing much better than others because they were using their imagination in a more powerful way. And I remember reading about one of their first patients, a little boy who was having a brain tumor, and there was nothing more they can do. They couldn't do any surgery. But Dr. Summerton asks the kid to imagine little Pac-Mans. It was during the Pac-Man era, eating up the cancer cells in his brain. And guess what? That worked. The brain tumor started to shrink, and pretty soon he was cancer-free. So that's the Simonsons that started with the power of the mind in cancer treatment. I remember also reading when I was doing my research on the placebo effect, they had two groups. One group was taught about imagery that even though they were going through chemotherapy, they had a protective helmet or something on their head that would prevent hair loss. And these people did not lose their hair. However, another group were not told anything and went through the chemo, but there was no chemo. It was faked. And they thought that the chemo was real and they lost their hair, even though there was nothing that could indicate that they would lose their hair. So the people that believe that their hair was protected, even though they went through real chemotherapy, did not lose their hair, while the people who did not go through real chemotherapy but thought they did lost their hair. That's the power of the imagination. How about PTSD, anxiety, and depression? You can use the power of your mind to shift these. For sleep disorder, chronic fatigue, for fertility, for childbirth, to make it easier, and then for postpartum healing, to heal faster. And to stop smoking or any bad habit, for weight control, the power of your imagination. What could you do if you knew how to use it? So, with the power of your imagination, you can reduce reliance on external intervention. You can tap into your own inner resources. In interactive guided imagery, we believe that you know why you have a problem, a challenge, a pain. You know where it came from and why, and especially you know what to do about it. The job of the imagery guide is to bring the subconscious knowing, that inner wisdom, to the surface so you can do something about it. And it empowers you. How empowered would you be if you could change the stories in your mind? It can boost your confidence for any challenges that you are facing. And it also empowers you to be more autonomous and to become independently healthy. Imagery affects physiological system. It affects your respiratory and your heart rate, your blood pressure, circulation, your metabolism, your digestion, your hormonal balance, your immune function. So how do we do that? We'll dialogue with symptom. We can ask our symptoms, why are you here? What do you need? What do you want? And what message do you have for me? Or what can I do to move past this challenge, to relieve pain, and even help me decide between two options? So why would we connect with an inner advisor? Now, it's much easier to connect with an inner advisor, our inner wisdom, if we have a mental picture of it. An inner advisor can offer guidance, solutions, support, helps resolve inner conflict. For instance, there's a part of me that wants to smoke, there's a part of me that doesn't. Let's dialogue with these two parts, see what each want, and then come to a resolution. Reframe difficult situations and emotions. Sometimes we just get so caught up in our emotions. If we can just relax and ask our inner wisdom, how do we deal with this challenge? Can provide direct physical relief. Our inner wisdom wants us to be well. I remember attending a workshop with a lady who was suffering from fibromyalgia. And the doctor there, who was doing interactive guided imagery, asked her inner wisdom if he could do a demonstration of getting rid of that pain for the length of the seminar. She would not be in pain for 3 days. Did it happen? You bet it did. She had no pain during the 3 days of seminar. And then we can continue the dialogue and ask, okay, I was without pain for 3 days. Now, what do I do to be without pain forever? And it fosters self-reliance. You never feel alone when you can connect with that inner wisdom. So, how does that inner wisdom look like? Well, it has many different forms. Dr. Rossman likes to work with like a wizard or somebody from your past that would provide wisdom to you. Allow an image of that person or of a wizard to appear and let's dialogue with it. Dr. Bressler loved little squirrel and little animals. That's just a representation of that inner wisdom. Some people only feel an energy, a sensation of a presence. Some people dialogue with angels, their guardian angels. Some people go directly to talk to God or to Jesus or to a religious figure. It doesn't matter. It is just a representation of that inner wisdom that we all have, that inner intuition. And when we can image it as being something, a person, a little animal or present that wants the best for us, that is wise, loving, and knows us well, it is very helpful to have a dialogue with it. So again, imagery is now widely recognized. Years ago, it was just on the fringe of it, and now some insurances actually do pay for interactive guided imagery. Again, what does it do? It teaches you to deal with your body and to relax. It can alleviate anxiety, depression, can relieve physical and emotional pain. It can help you break health endangering practices, and it helps patient clients or even yourself prepare for surgery, for dental procedure, or any kind of lab work, or prepare yourself for public speaking, for doing videos, for whatever you have a fear of or a phobia of. With the power of your imagination, you can go way beyond what you've been doing in your life. If you want more information, just contact me below and I'll be glad to give you a 20-minute free consultation. And it's confidential. We can talk about the power of your imagination and get you in a direction that will help you to transform your life. Until next time, live with passion, purpose, and delight.